So sad news about Michael Gambon passing away yesterday. Since then, I've been reading little obits and anecdotes about him. There was the BBC archive clip floating around of him describing auditioning for Laurence Olivier as a young actor and making the faux pas of choosing to audition as Richard III, one of Laurence Olivier's most famous roles, and then having already made this grave error in judgment, he span around a pole and managed to cut his hand open and bled everywhere and had to have the audition called off. It reminded me that story is related in this book, which I absolutely love, by Antony Sher, Year of the King. But I wanted to, for any Gambon fans out there, I wanted to share another story of Michael Gambon in this. There's more than a couple. If you don't know, Antony Sher in this book, Year of the King, relates his journey to playing Richard III, and I won't tell you much more about it other than it's brilliant and you really should read it if you're into acting, if you're into Shakespeare. It's terrific. It's a very funny book, and he wrote a couple more as well, similar sort of format. Anyway, the book, one sort of strand of the book is the series of injuries Antony Sher incurs in his acting journey. Something is always twanging as he steps across the threshold, or his neck suddenly freezes up and there is a telltale snap. And he's a very physical actor, so he incurs injuries at the rate of that you might expect an Olympian athlete or a footballer or something. Anyway, he is sort of flashing back to a time this happened to him on stage disastrously during a production of King Lear. He was playing the fool, and Michael Gambon was playing Lear. And here is what Antony Sher writes. Then what had hit the back of my leg? What had made that noise? A bullet? Dazed, I looked towards the audience for the assassin or some explanation. Realised I was sitting on the floor, had missed several cues, and the music was unwinding round me. I tried to rise, fell again, hopped off stage, and fell. Lear, Kent, and Fool have to go back on almost immediately. And so he hisses to Gambon, playing King Lear, Mike, I can't walk. He, thinking that this was part of our patter, said, Well then, you'd better crawl, hadn't you? Stupid red-nosed tit. So Antony Sher is left to literally crawl into the wings after the cast decide he's just trying a weird new comedy bit, and only then do they discover he's ripped his Achilles tendon. Anyway, I thought that reflected pretty marvellously on Michael Gambon. And yeah, now I'm just thinking, is there any Gambon on doing Shakespeare that's recorded? I can't actually think of any off the top of my head. There must be. I forgot to mention when I recorded this earlier that Antony Sher's book is full of these brilliant character sketches he makes, caricatures of people, famous people sometimes, that he wants to kind of incorporate into his role in certain ways. Sometimes they're self-portraits and sometimes they're just sketches of what's going on in rehearsal rooms. And here's one of Michael Gambon aping Richard III at him to tease him slightly in the canteen queue at the theatre.